Hey, what's going on everyone? Matthew from therighttrader.com back today with another daily crypto update. Today we're going to talk about a significant technical signal that just happened on Bitcoin's chart, which is actually very bullish, could really help the market now move back up. We're also going to go over our normal schedule and talk about what's going on as far as the general crypto market is concerned. Of course, we're going to go over our normal technical analysis as per usual on TradingView. So just to go over the general market here really quickly, we're seeing some cryptos still struggling a little bit, still trying to consolidate, and some are taking a bit of a lead. Bitcoin is doing very well here. NANO is now moving higher, back above $140. IOTA doing pretty good here, back above $2. That's actually a pretty significant move that happened very quickly, and I wasn't sure that that was going to happen that fast actually, so that's definitely bullish for IOTA there. Looks like VeChain is pulling back a little bit. NANO is one of them that's been doing good. Omisigo, a very nice move as well, up to $20 now. So definitely some that are doing better than others, but overall we're finally starting to see cryptocurrencies either consolidate, and some are even starting to really push higher now. Make sure to follow me on Twitter for live cryptocurrency market updates, by the way, and also check out my premium content for monthly cryptocurrency buying opportunities and 5 high return cryptocurrencies for your 2018 portfolio. I'll have a link to that in the description of this video. And I actually just released a new buying opportunity recently, so now would be a good time to get in. Let's start with the technical analysis on NANO. So what's significant with NANO here is that we managed to break out of the downtrend and we're now holding above that. So if I go ahead and zoom in, this is actually the longer term downtrend line that we broke out of, and that's even better, right? Because we did manage to break out of our shorter term downtrend line over here. That's the line that I just put in, and as you can see, we got a pretty big run up from that, but then we faced some resistance with our longer term downtrend line. We pulled back a bit, that created this uptrend line over here, which we're now holding above as well. On this little U-shaped bounce here, we actually managed to break back above the downtrend line, and we're now holding above that. As you can see, we did put in a little bit of a red candlestick here on the pullback, but we're holding above the downtrend line. And I think we're going to move higher from here, basically. I don't see us breaking back below the downtrend line, and I think we're going to be able to carry upwards here with this trend line. There's going to be some resistance at 160,000 Satoshis, up until 167,000 Satoshis. That's pretty much corresponds to our previous little high over here. Once we get back above 180,000 Satoshis, which should definitely be doable within the next, let's say, 2 weeks, I think that we'll be picking up the pace more and more, moving towards 200,000 Satoshis and so on. After that, really not much resistance up until the previous all-time high, which is really where we want to get back to. But the bottom line here is that NANO is finally starting to shake off all the negativity around it, and things are turning around. So nothing to complain about there. Let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin, which is in somewhat of a similar situation. Bitcoin has been showing some positive improvements. It acted a little bit weak over here for a few days, but we now broke out of that downtrend line in the short term. And what's significant here today is that we finally were able to break out of our longer term downtrend line. Now we still want to make sure that this candlestick holds above our red downtrend line right over here, but for now it's looking like that's going to be the case. And as you can see, right, we tried to break out of this downtrend line a couple times. That failed each time up until now, where we finally managed to break above it, and everything is set up so that we can move higher, right? We've got the middle band that's uptrending, that should help carry the price higher. We've still got a little bit room to go as far as where the upper Bollinger Band is at. Nice little bounce on the indicators, and just a lot of support at around $10,000. So at this point, I think we can definitely climb up a bit higher, all the way up until $11,700. There's a bit of resistance there just because that's in line with our channel formation that we were in before, between our two pink trend lines over here. Getting back in that channel is what we want to see, and might be a little bit hard. Really just depends on how much strength Bitcoin will have, right? For now, we didn't get any kind of massive breakout, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but that does probably mean that we're going to be moving a little bit more horizontally, which makes sense, right? Because we're going to have a lot of resistance from this previous uptrend line. So that means that we're probably going to be moving a little bit more horizontally as we go back to $12,788, which shouldn't be too hard. Of course, we have a little bit of resistance midway through, but at this point, we're in a much better position to move higher than we were when we were in this whole mess back here. So I think Bitcoin is looking good, and if Bitcoin is looking good and it looks like it's turning bullish, it's pretty hopeful for most other cryptocurrencies out there, for the most part, right? That is a tricky thing to say because it's never certain that if Bitcoin does well, other cryptocurrencies will do well. It's better than Bitcoin doing bad, let's say. Let's take a look at Ethereum. So Ethereum has been in a pretty tight consolidation pattern. It's still in that consolidation pattern. It's trying to get back above its middle band, and we're in between these two red trend lines, right? That forms our symmetrical triangle. We are moving towards the upside of this formation, though. Also, just turned bullish on the MACD and the histogram. That is a very good sign there. Also, increasing buying volume over the past 3 days. So I think that with Bitcoin turning bullish here, we may be able to see Ethereum break out of the downtrend a bit sooner than expected, right? And it'll also mean getting back above our $917 resistance level. So both those things will be very key as far as really turning bullish again for Ethereum. What may happen if we fail this test for now is we're going to move a little bit lower towards the end of our formation, and then we'll get our breakout towards the upside there if everything stays as is, right? And the market is bullish enough. Let's take a look at Litecoin now and see what Litecoin has been up to. So Litecoin, I believe LitePay, at least a part of LitePay, I think the Visa card was delayed. I didn't keep up too much on that news, but it has been slowing down its increase. It was basically the cryptocurrency that was really leading the way as far as just the general bump that we got over the past week or two. And now things slowed down a bit. We are managing to hold at around 216 to 200, and maybe the higher range would be $230. So we have a little bit of a range here that we're still holding in, which is good. Middle band still uptrending as well. Indicators not looking too bad. But what we really want to see here is really make sure that we get back into a more bullish tone, because if I go ahead and draw our uptrend line, it looks like we may have we're kind of dipping slightly below our short-term uptrend line, which isn't the best sign, right? We really want to make sure we stay above $218 and that we restart pushing towards $240, $250, which should definitely be possible, but we'll just have to wait and see because it has, the increase has slowed down for now for Litecoin. Let's go ahead and take a look at Ripple and see if Ripple is also getting some bullish action here. Looks like we just have this very slight uptrend. We are still holding above our uptrend line over here. We're holding above 84 cents as well, which is all good. We really want to try to get back above $1 here for Ripple, and I think that has a good chance of happening within the next few days. We also just turned positive again on the histogram, still holding above our uptrend lines on the RSI and MACD. And really just a matter of time here, I think, for Ripple. It's just completing this formation of, it had its downtrend. We're now in a bit of consolidation, maybe a slight uptrend, and soon enough we should really start to see things pick back up as we move back above $1, $1.23, and just basically climb up that dollar range basically from there. Let's go ahead and take a look at NEO, which, like I said, has been one of the stronger cryptocurrencies and is right now one of the stronger cryptocurrencies. We just turned bullish again on the MACD, histogram, and RSI basically. Got a very nice breakout on the previous candlestick, and we're now moving back above our $140 resistance level. We do still want to try to get back above $146 and hold above that. We can see that the Bollinger Bands are expanding a bit towards the upside, which is always a good sign. Middle band is uptrending as well. But really just a matter of getting back above $146, and then we're just in our previous consolidation right before the all-time highs. So definitely looking good here for NEO. Let's go ahead and take a look at our next crypto, which is going to be Stellar. And I didn't check Stellar, but hopefully we did manage to break out of our little slump that we were in the short term. Unfortunately, we weren't. It looks like Stellar is now breaking below 3,400 Satoshis. And if you watched my past couple daily updates, I said that that would be kind of the most bearish scenario right now, would be breaking below 3,400 Satoshis, because we do have an attempt at a bounce at around 3,000 Satoshis. But if we move lower from that, we're really going to start trickling closer to 2,500 Satoshis, maybe even 2,000 Satoshis. So right now what's happening with Stellar is actually very bearish, and the only thing that could repair that at this point would be getting back above 3,400 Satoshis, or further down the line, breaking above our downtrend line over here. Indicators all downtrending, no bullish signals for now. So unfortunately, Stellar is just one of the cryptos that's experiencing a bit of a weaker period. We'll have to see if this is part of something bigger, but definitely not the best sign here for Stellar itself. Let's go ahead and take a look at Vertcoin, see if Vertcoin is been able to move higher. It looks like Vertcoin is experiencing a very flat doji candlestick right now. We are still above the middle band, still above our uptrend line. Indicators looking pretty good still. Really just want to try to get back towards that $5 area and then start pushing closer to $6 and $7. As long as we hold our pink uptrend line right here, no real reason to be concerned about dropping lower for now. Let's go ahead and take a look at Lisk and see if Lisk has also been turning back the action, because it has been one of the stronger cryptos. It actually has slowed down, its bullish action recently. So we can see that that's continuing for now, putting in some flat doji candlesticks at around this $20 area. Basically, kind of struggling to hold above $20 is what we're experiencing. I think that we're likely to continue to see a pretty similar price action until the MACD starts to turn back around and hook back over towards the orange line, and that'll be kind of our cue to tell us that we're ready to move back up higher. Pretty messy chart, but that also explains why we're just in a bit of a period that where Lisk is struggling to kind of climb higher, right? There's just so many resistance levels. It's probably going to have to take some time to move towards the end of the formation, which is actually higher than the current price, before it can break towards the upside. Unless, something more bearish is at play here and we could drop lower, we'll just have to see, right? Let's take a look at Cardano, which I fear may be in a similar situation as Stellar. As you can see, Stellar and Cardano have been a bit on the weaker side. Now, Cardano has avoided, I guess you could say a little disaster for the time being. If we start to move lower now, things could get ugly. We are maybe slightly dipping below our around 3,000 Satoshi support level. If we start, holding below that, moving below that, next stop is basically 2,000 Satoshis. Indicators had an attempt to cross over. That didn't happen just yet. We're still pretty flat there. And really what it comes down to is we want to make sure we hold above 3,000 Satoshis, that we don't drop below that, and that we get a crossover over the next couple days above the red downtrend line, or else we're probably going to lose the 3,000 Satoshi support level and start moving lower between our two trend lines over here. I'll go ahead and put this trend line in red as well, so you see the channel, the downtrending channel I should say, that we'll be in if that were to happen. And let's go over to our last cryptocurrency of the daily crypto update, which is IOTA. Now, IOTA is actually showing a pretty nice little uptrend here over the past few days, consistently putting in higher highs, higher lows. We are now uptrending pretty nicely on the MACD and histogram. RSI trying to get back above the 50 line. Actually, just managed to do so, it looks like. Does want to get back above the uptrend line still, though. At this point, gives us a nice opportunity to maybe test this previous uptrend line over here, and hopefully get back above that and really, get back in this channel between these two pink uptrend lines, start moving higher there. Once that happens, it may take a little bit of time where we kind of, struggle getting back above the uptrend line, but I think that the path is higher here for IOTA. With that being said, everyone, this is the end of the daily crypto update. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.